The Yankees have left town, but a first-place team is taking their place as this homestand continues. The Twins in first place, the Texas Rangers surprisingly in first place in the American League West, and it's the opener of a three-game series. Dick Bramer along with Grandpa Bert. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, very much. Thank you. Number 6.
The Twins are opening up this series with the Texas Rangers coming off an electrifying win over the New York Yankees. Jason Kubel is their left fielder again tonight, and why not?
Jason Kubel has been on fire over the last 10 ball games. He has 16 runs driven in, the most in Major League Baseball. Kubel, what a night last night, 3 for 4, 2 home runs. It's his 6th time in his career he's had a 2-home-run ball game. And Kubel, a big part of the offense, and finally the Twins beating the New York Yankees. And if you look at the Texas Rangers, you think of Vladimir Guerrero. The Angels didn't want to re-sign him, so he signed here in Texas, and he's off to a tremendous start. Those are his numbers last year in 100 ball games. With the Angels, you can see this year he's almost matched, if not better, the average, what he was able to produce last year for the Angels.
So Jason Kubel, the starting left fielder for the Twins tonight, and when we come back, we'll pay tribute to the first ever Twins left fielder at one of Minnesota's 50 greatest plays. Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By GMC, we are professional grade. And by Budweiser, with full flavor and a crisp, clean finish, it's what we do.
The Twins' first season at Target Field is their 50th in the Twin Cities. And to pay tribute to that, the Twins selected their 50 greatest players. A vote was conducted by media members all throughout Twins territory and senior members of the Twins staff. To see a complete list of the 50 greatest players, you can check out our website at foxsportsnorth.com. Tonight, we honor Bob Allison. And to tell you about him, a man who grew up idolizing Allison, our own Dick Bramer.
Allison steps in. Whitey Ford goes into his windup, comes in with the pitch. There's a long drive heading out toward left. Home run for Bob Allison.
In the early days of Twins baseball, Bob Allison could bring the crowd to its feet. On a team that played long ball, Harmon Killebrew may have owned center stage, but Allison was a muscular co-star. The two, in a 1-2 punch, feared by pitchers in American League cities across the land. Together, they made headlines. One time they made history. But these Minnesota Twins were far different players. At a strapping 6'4", number 4 cast an imposing shadow of his own. Outgoing, with those rugged good looks ready-made for a baseball card, Allison was a college football star at Kansas who tackled the summer game with a need to get dirty. Big Bob was our supersized Charlie Hustle, heads up and athletic as he chased the extra base and made middle infielders tremble at the sight of this oncoming freight train. On a slide, or a swing, or a throw from an outfield corner, his was a power game, and his legion of fans relished every minute of it. Among his greatest hits are a Rookie of the Year award with the Senators in 1959, 256 career home runs, and 3 trips to the All-Star game. When he lost his battle with ataxia in 1995, and a generation lost one of its heroes, he was mourned, and he was remembered for his strength, for a tenacious style of play that made him a Met Stadium favorite, and for the catch in Game 2 of the '65 series, when Bob Allison brought the crowd to its feet.
And Lefevre lines to left. But Bob Allison makes a miraculous catch as he skids in the mud.
Paul Hill, Fox Sports North.
We will be honoring Bob Allison all throughout the broadcast tonight. Kevin Slowey goes for his 6th win of the year in the series opener with the Rangers.
In their home park with a pair of long balls. Minnesota looks for more of the same tonight when they face one of the AL's most homer-happy clubs. It's the Twins and Rangers next. And Jason Kubel, who clubbed a couple of home runs last night. Kevin Slowey and the Twins hoping now to build a little winning streak during this homestand. Twins took 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee, lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees, and now one more 3-game series with the Texas Rangers. The Menards batting order for the Rangers. Elvis Andrus leading off. Michael Young hitting second. Ian Kinsler, Vladimir Guerrero, Josh Hamilton, David Murphy, Justin Smoke, Max Ramirez, and Julio Bourbon.
Let's take a look at the Dodge Ram and Emma Sidney Cohn. Scouting report, my new granddaughter, born this afternoon. Well, the endurance has been an issue for Kevin Slowey to get deeper into the ball game, and the bullpen's been his best friend. The bullpen, when he starts the ball game, has averaged 3 2/3 innings in his 9 starts. So too many innings out of that bullpen, but they have been able to save some wins for him.
And a first pitch strike to Elvis Andrus. Andrus having a great year for the Rangers, hitting a variety of spots in the lineup right now. Their leadoff hitter. That's to short left center field, and Hardy runs out and runs it down. Nice play by the Twins shortstop to start the game. 1 down. Let's check out the Northland Ford defense for the Minnesota Twins. Jason Kubel in left, and why not after his performance out there last night? Span and Kadire join him in the outfield. Nick Punto back in the lineup at third base. Hardy and Hudson up the middle. Morneau at first, and Mauer behind the plate. 1 down, and that'll bring up Michael Young.
Well, again, we saw the good defense by the Twins. Only 10 errors on the year, and these guys have made some great plays behind the pitching staff. We talked about it yesterday about the depth of this outfield, because the outfielders have to play back. The shortstop and the second baseman have to go back just like J.J. Hardy did, and we saw Orlando Hudson do it yesterday.
1-1, the count to Michael Young. Young told me before the game today he couldn't wait to get here. He's heard so many great things about this ballpark. He couldn't wait to show up, go through batting practice, and play a game here. Fouled over the roof for the Twins dugout, and it's 2-2.
Oh, I think this guy enjoys playing anywhere. This guy's a great hitter, a career .302 hitter coming into today's play, but hitting .319. That usually is almost guaranteed 200 hits a year for the Texas Rangers, if he stays healthy. 6-time American League All-Star Michael Young. Won a batting title in the American League back in 2005 when he hit .331.
Slowey just misses the outside corner to fill the count.
And we say that a lot about Kevin Slowey. He's a control type pitcher, but he has only 13 walks. Take a look at our Fox tracks right here, and you want to find out what that home plate umpire will give you. Not a bad pitch right there.
Headed up the middle, but Hudson backhands it, fires on the fly, and gets him. Another good play by a middle infielder. 2 outs.
Tough play right here because Michael Young can fly down that line, but you saw Orlando Hudson leap right there, trying to get a little more momentum behind the throw, and just gets Young at second base or first base. So 2 very good plays by the middle part of the infield.
2 down, and here's Ian Kinsler. Twins have pitched Kinsler pretty well over the years. Pop up that'll reach the seats. 1 strike.
Well, Kinsler started the season on a disabled list, not activated until the end of April. Was put on a disabled list with a sprained right ankle.
1 strike. And now a ball.
Slowey making just his second career start against the Texas Rangers. His last start coming September 17th of 2007 at the Metrodome. And he pitched a very good game that way. They pitched 6 innings, gave up only 1 run in a no decision. Twins ended up winning that ball game 5-4 late in the game.
2-1. And now 3-1 with Guerrero on deck. And of course, the last thing Slowey wants to do is walk Kinsler and get Guerrero to the plate with a man aboard. High fly center field. Denard Span ends the inning, and Slowey finishes a 1-2-3 first with 13 pitches. Identical, except at the very end with what the Twins put out there last night. Span, Hudson, and Mauer. Justin Morneau enjoying his new ballpark. Jim Thome, Michael Kanier, Jason Kubel, J.J. Hardy, and Nick Punto.
And Ajit's got a report on Kobe Lewis making his 10th start, just like Kevin Slowey. Last couple of years spent in Japan for Kobe Lewis. He was a former #1 pick by the Rangers. And he has the most wins, 4 wins in that starting rotation.
Span will lead things off, then Hudson and Mauer. And a strike on the outside corner.
Lewis at 6'4", 230. Got a fastball in the low 90s. He's got a breaking ball, a hard curveball. Then he has 2 different types of sliders and a changeup.
One and one. Twins got a run in the first inning last night. They hope to do that again. They've done a nice job in the 6 games so far, scoring in the first inning 4 times.
Yeah, just like not a lot of history against Kevin Slowey against the Texas Rangers, not a lot of history against Kobe Lewis for the Minnesota Twins. Span has never faced him.
And Lewis tries the outside corner, misses to even the count. So you'd imagine, especially in this situation, Span ideally would like to take some pitches and let everybody watch and see what Lewis has got. Slashed foul, 2-2.
Well, one thing Lewis has going for him is that opponents are hitting only .201. Only John Lester has a lower opponent's batting average against him. Left-handers hitting .204. Right-handers hitting just .198.
Span takes up and away, and it's a full count.
That's the American League. Opponent's batting average. John Lester at .198, and Kobe Lewis, opponents hitting just .201.
Bouncer to the right side. Kinsler waits. And the flip over to Justin Smoke, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Texas Rangers. Josh Hamilton moved over to left field this year. Julio Porcone in center. David Murphy in right. Michael Young, Andrus Kinsler, Smoke around the infield. Max Ramirez doing the catching. 1 down, and that'll bring up Orlando Hudson. Hudson scored a couple of runs in the ball game last night, looking for some sure footing in that left-handed batter's box. Outside, ball 1. everything has been middle away to both Span and Hudson so far.
Yeah, again, Lewis, a #1 pick by the Texas Rangers back in 1999. A lot of people in Texas felt they brought him up too quick. He ended up getting the Tommy John surgery, had the elbow surgery, the shoulder surgery, and his career was almost coming to an end. And then he ended up with Oakland, where they released him, and then he ended up in the last couple seasons in Japan and pitched a lot of innings. Went to spring training with the Rangers, not expecting to make the starting rotation, but had a great spring, and now making his 10th start for the Rangers.
Seems to be nibbling here early on. 3-1 to Orlando Hudson. And another full count. Hudson taking a close pitch on the corner.
Well, Lewis does have 24 walks in 57 1/3 innings coming into this ball game.
High fly left field. Hamilton comes in. Out number 2. Lincoln Mercury key stat. Of course, they had a 4-run first inning and a 7-run first inning early on in this homestand, but it's been a good part of the game for them.
I think we showed you, Dick, that box track right there. Another pitch, that 3-1 pitch to Orlando Hudson, showed outside. Again, it's an other umpire sitting over the right shoulder of that catcher, and he's kind of guessing away, but you know, you will see how Tony Randazzo does on that pitch inside.
Here's Bauer with 2 gone on the outside corner. There's Tony Randazzo. And the approach through the first 3 at-bats is, again, everything middle away. In this instance, he might be pitching to Mauer's strength. He seems to like the ball away.
But again, you know what? Clubs know that, you know, you leave a ball in, that ball jumps down that right field line. So everything has been away. Make them hit it out into the gaps. It's exactly what the Twins are trying to get their opponents to do. Hit it into the deepest part in left center, right center, and straight away.
2-1. Bauer with a single and a walk in last night's game. Now pitch inside, and he misses inside. 3-1 with Morneau on deck.
I was listening to Roy Smalley and Anthony LaPanta on the pregame, and Roy Smalley mentioned, you know, with the dimensions of this ballpark and the ball not flying yet, like I think the hitters expect, last thing you want to do, and there's a walk to Joe Mauer, is start changing your swing, especially a guy like Joe. So a walk of Mauer for Lewis. That's his 25th walk, and now 58 innings pitched.
Beautiful Friday night for baseball, and we're bringing it to you in Sony High Definition. Here's Morneau, leading the American League in hitting. 38 walks and an on-base percentage of .493. And that kicks away from the catcher, and Mauer will go to second base. So Lewis tried to come down and in, and he accomplished that in uncorking a wild pitch.
That'll be a second wild pitch of the year, making his 10th start. Watch this pitch right here. That's the hard breaking ball. Looks like it lands in front of home plate, gets away from Ramirez, and Mauer gets into scoring position.
Mauer might be able to score a run here just with a base hit. You can see the shortstop lined up behind second base. So there's a huge hole for Morneau to ground a base hit through the left side of the infield. Young is playing about normal position, and now Andrus getting motioned by someone in the Ranger dugout to move a little bit closer to a conventional shortstop position, and it's 3-0. And with first base open, we've seen more and more of this. Morneau simply not getting anything to hit. Tomey on deck. and a 4-pitch walk. So first time the Twins have seen Lewis, and not much history, as you said. He's run 3-ball counts to the first 4 batters and walked 2 of them.
Yeah, 39th time that Justin Morneau, and even though he's been walked intentionally 4 times, I bet you, half of those 39, or if you can go half, is, intentional or semi-intentional.
The bases loaded, not very good, in the middle of the pack with runners on. We'll see what Tomey can do to try to turn some of those numbers north here. Challenged him with a fastball, and Tomey comes up empty. 1 strike.
Now, Tomey has had 3 at-bats against Lewis, and he's 3 for 3 with a home run. Fastball right there. Tomey swinging through it.
1 strike to the Twins DH. Foul back, 2 strikes. So Lewis getting ahead of Tomey after a pair of walks here in the first inning. This will be his 25th pitch. Oh, Tomey got another one to put in play and fouled it into the second level here.
Now, Lewis did make 1 start against the Twins, but you have to go back to 2003. So Slowey hasn't faced the Rangers since 2007. Lewis has not made a start against the Twins since 2003.
Two strikes to Tomey. Dug out nicely by Ramirez. It's 1-2.
And I don't remember that start. He was with the Texas Rangers.
I'm trying to think who the Twins might have had Kadire in the lineup on that particular day. Twins have not gotten a hit yet, but Lewis has been struggling through this first inning. 1-2 to Tomey. And now 2-2.
They tried that high fastball again, the same fastball that Tomey swung through to get strike 1.
Mike Maddox, excuse me, the pitching coach.
Greg's brother.
And back over our heads and then back down below. So the pitch count mounts. This will be number 29 for Lewis.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Dick, I am a grandfather again for the 6th time. Little Emma Sidney Cohn, born 3 o'clock this time, 1 o'clock California time. Coming in at 8 pounds 1 ounce.
2-2 to Tomey. Got him. Hit the outside corner, and Tomey thought it was ball 3.
Yeah, I think he thought it was a little bit high too.
Twins leave a couple aboard. Another crowd of about 40,000 here tonight, and thousands of them coming by rail.
customers come into Target Field. They take the light rail downtown. It's an easy way to get here to the ballpark. You avoid downtown traffic. You don't have to worry about parking, and it comes every few minutes. This is a group of kids, young adults, I'll say, that just rode the light rail in from Mall of America. Andrew?
How you doing, Marty?
I'm good, thanks. How was your ride in on the light rail?
It was a very good ride today. Very cheap, very safe way out to Minneapolis. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
It's a pretty easy way to get to the ballpark.
Very easy, very easy.
So take the advice of apparently my new best friend, Andrew. It's an easy way to get here, and if you look at the gate and look at the line, Dick and Bert, there is no line. Gate 6 moves so quickly, customers just come off the train, off the light rail, right on in and catch the Twins game. So an easy way to get here to Target Field. Later on in the game, I'll show you an easy way to get out using the light rail as well.
Thank you, Marnie.
Yeah, very nice.
Worked with Marnie for 10 years. I've never had the gumption or whatever it takes to put my arm around her. And here this guy comes off the train, puts his arm around her like they're the best of friends. 1-2 to Guerrero. And a foul over the Twins dugout, out of play. Well, Slowey had a good first inning. Got some help from his middle infielders, but was able to hit some of the corners he has missed at times. Hopes to keep the pitch count down and pitch deeper into the ball game here tonight.
Vladimir Guerrero kind of resurrecting his career again after a frustrating year last year with the Angels. He had a lot of knee problems last year. He said that over the winter his just knees got better. And he's off to another tremendous start. He's a career .321 hitter coming into this year, his 15th major league season. I think this guy is a future Hall of Famer.
Very slow breaking ball. Gets a swing and a miss, and Slowey's first strikeout. One down, Josh Hamilton coming to the plate. And Roy Smalley, you played a lot of shortstop in your time. You had to really appreciate J.J. Hardy's catch to start the ball game.
Terrific play by J.J. Hardy. And what people don't realize is that not only having to make an acrobatic over-the-shoulder catch, but you have to know and trust that your outfielders are not going to run into you. And that's not an easy thing in your back of your mind. You have to watch the ball all the way out and make it. Now, he's watching the ball. He has to, because it's going to be fully extended. And he's got to know when he doesn't hear Denard Span say anything, that means Denard's going to be out of the way and he's going to catch it. But it's always in the back of your mind, you have a tendency to want to get alligator arms there a little bit, and you've got to go get that ball if you're the shortstop or the second baseman.
Hey, Roy, on a play like that, I mean, Hardy's going back. Your eyes are on the ball, but your ears have to be open as far as listening for that outfielder, correct?
That's right, Bert. It's the outfielder's ball. If he calls you off, if he doesn't say anything, then you keep going and you go get it. So if you don't hear him yelling, I got it, what you do hear is you hear his feet coming real fast, and you got to still trust that since he didn't say anything, he's not going to be running into you. He's letting you have the ball, even though he's coming to back you up. So you have to get that out of your mind and just go get the ball.
Hey, Roy, shortstop. Hardy spent some time on the disabled list with Slowey getting a call, third strike. This is his 29th game. You ever heard of a shortstop this point of the season, the end of May, without an error?
I don't think, well, I certainly not in my history was that ever the case. But no, I don't think I ever have. I mean, and it's not because he can't get to a lot of balls. I mean, he's made every play asked of him. He's made aggressive plays. He's tried to make every play he could get to. And to have no errors on top of all that is really remarkable.
Well, you think about everybody that has played short, Harris, Casilla, I mean, Nick Punto at third. Nobody's made errors really on that left side of the infield. You know, Hudson's made a couple, and Justin Morneau none. That's how good the defense has been.
And it's not just the lack of errors; it's the number of really good plays that they make as well. It's one thing to make spectacular plays and then give up a lot of extra outs because you're making errors, or another thing to make a bunch of to not make any errors but not be able to make any spectacular plays.
Driven to deep left center field. Span chasing it. And that ball's off the wall. The carom goes to Kubel, and it's the first hit of the game, a 2-out smash for a double for David Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy hit that ball the other way, hit it a long way. And Span, again, a lot of room out in left center. You can see the solid swing right there. Span almost catching up to it. And then playing the carom right there is Jason Kubel backing up.
Well, welcome to Target Field, David Murphy. That ball likely would have been gone at the other ballpark here in Minnesota. And here we are, just about done with the third homestand and second month of the season, and there have been just 2 opposite field home runs hit here. The hitter is Justin Smoke, and he takes ball 1. 2 opposite field home runs. Michael Kadire dropped one into the porch area in right field. And then Miguel Cabrera just blasted one over the scoreboard in right center and off the facing of the second deck. A little pop up left side, and Punto on the edge of the grass ends the inning. So a hit for the Rangers, no damage done, no score after an inning and a half. Holiday anglers out on the lakes. In this particular lake, up at the Lake of the Woods in the Rainy River area near Baudette in northwestern Minnesota. The area has over 45 full-service resorts open year-round. Baudette is the capital of Lake of the Woods County, the youngest county in the state, and the only county in the state without a stoplight. And why you would need a stoplight way up there, I have no idea. So we wish everybody who's going to try to fish a successful weekend of fishing over the holiday weekend, but more importantly, a safe weekend for everybody traveling.
And wear your seatbelts.
Yes, Michael Kadire taking strike 1. Bouncer to short. Andres gets a nice hop and flips the first one away. And with Jason Kubel coming to the plate, let's take a look at our Burger King Whoppers of the week. A high drive to right field. And the homerless streak is over. Deep drive to right. There goes another one. Well, Jason Kubel largely responsible for the 2 wins the Twins got against the Yankees this year. The Grand Slam in New York and the 2-home-run game last night.
Yeah, that 2-home-run game last night for Jason Kubel, his 6th career 2-home-run game.
Very high, 2-1. Fouled away. Both teams in first place, and both teams doing well within their divisions. The Twins are 15-8 against the American League Central. The Rangers 10-4 against the American League West. The Rangers also played very well against the American League Central. Driven to deep left center field, and some hang time taking this ball near the wall, and a catch made on the track by Bourbon, who just stuck the glove out at the last instant to gather it in.
Roy Smalley talked about the middle infielders having control. It's the center fielder that's the captain right there. You almost saw Hamilton trying to catch this ball, but it's Bourbon that says, hey, I've got it. Hamilton looks like he has it, but Bourbon calls him up. And makes like a basket catch. Off the bat of Kubel, the ball almost came out.
Here's J.J. Hardy taking a strike. Talked to Hardy today, asked how his injured wrist, a bone bruise in the wrist, has weathered a couple of games, and he says everything's gone just fine. He experiences some pain, but it's very short-lived pain. It's not something that lingers. There might be a swing, or as he described it, a tag play at third base or second base, and it gives him some pain, some discomfort, and then as soon as it comes, it goes. So he said nothing he can't live with or play with. Inside, and it's 2-2.
Well, 40 pitches for Lewis, 20 strikes, 20 balls. 2 walks in a ball game, 1 strikeout. He came into the ball game averaging over a strikeout per inning. He had 58 strikeouts coming into the game, in 57 in a third innings pitched.
Just missing the inside corner. So Lewis had 3 ball counts to the first 4 batters he faced, and now his 5th 3-ball count here, full count to J.J. Hardy. And an off-speed pitch got him to pop it up near the Ranger dugout. And Young makes a basket catch at the railing. So Lewis has a 1-2-3 second, and we're scoreless through 2. Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's best.
Scoreless into the third, and Max Ramirez starts it up. There's been a lot of talk, Tag, about the bottom third of the Rangers' order, and it not producing at quite the clip 1 through 6 is doing. And I think some of that is self-evident. Obviously, your better hitters are going to be hitting higher in the lineup. If you add up what the 7 through 9 guys have done, that's a collective 223. But most American League 7 through 9s, upon further review, are hitting around 240 as a collective. So it's not quite as dire as maybe you're thinking it is. It's off a little bit for sure. But it's not like the rest of the 7 through 9s in baseball are hitting 280.
No, but I think you have to look at what the 7 through 9 are hitting right now. The guys that are in those spots right now. And right now, Smoke's hitting 173, Bourbone's hitting 230. And for the most part, Matt Trainer is the other one, and he's hitting 207.
That ball spinning down the right field line and foul.
And so I don't think you're looking for, as you say, for the guys 7, 8, 9 to hit like the 3, 4, 5 guys. I think what you're looking for is to see progress, and you've got young guys there. With Justin Smoke, you really don't pay any attention to his average, but you want to see him make progress and gradually get better and gradually get more confident and see the hits start to come. And the same with Bourbon. We know what Bourbon can do. We saw it for 100 at bats last year. You just want to see progress. They're young players. They're getting a chance to develop in a pennant race. It's a great situation to be in. You just want to see them get better day by day.
And things are a little bit different. I mean, we heard this right out of spring training. There is not a hope to win anymore. There's an expectation to win. And that, really is why, for example, Chris Davis is down and Saltalamacchia and Teagarden were swapped out. It's why Bourbon stopped hitting first and now is hitting ninth. The Rangers are in first, but that lead has shrunk from 4 games to a game and a half over the last few days. Towards second. Hudson has been active tonight, 2 down. We'll keep you posted on some of the other action from around baseball as we go tonight. The A's are the second place team in the West, and they are 3-3 tied up with the Tigers tonight. Angels play later, entertaining the Mariners. Scott Kazmir against Cliff Lee tonight. Strike one to Elvis Andrus. It's not an easy part of the schedule right now. The Rangers in a stretch where they play 17 out of 24 on the road. And when they do come back home, we mentioned it's Tampa Bay. It's going to be coming on in. They got the best record in the majors right now. That's the man who's got the Rangers hit, David Murphy. Double off the wall in left. I'm talking about Tampa Bay, Tom. They're the only team with a better record in the league over the last 5 weeks than the Rangers. The Rangers have gone 21-12 to push from third place into first. Andrus to right field. That ball's going to get down, base hit.
Good job right there. With 2 strikes, took 2 strikes. He just started fighting the fastball off, and looks like he gets a high fastball right here. You can see the catcher, Mauer, with a high target. Slowly hits the target out of the strike zone. Exactly what he was trying to do. But Elvis spoiled the strategy. Got on top of it and lined it into right field.
Elvis does have the second biggest stolen base total in the league at 17. Not going anywhere quite yet. Wants to let Michael Young swing a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I think he wants to see the move that Slowey has. It didn't look like on that particular pitch he was overly quick to the plate. And in a game with 2 outs like this, I think if Elvis can get a jump, this is a spot where he probably would go.
The 12-game hitting streak for Michael Young. He's been on base in 22 games in a row. Pretty good move, but the ball popped away.
That was going to be close.
Elvis a little bit shaken up, too.
So this is a situation where you probably would run 2 outs, no balls, and 2 strikes. Most hitters, even Michael, are not effective with no balls and 2 strikes. So actually, if you're thrown out, you let Michael save this at bat and carry it over into the next inning. Going anywhere that time, he didn't have much of a lead.
Michael had himself a triple in the last game the Rangers played against Kansas City, tying Ruben Sierra on the Rangers all-time triples list. Andrews is going this time, and Michael slams it foul into the crowd. One-hand catch by a fan was a beauty.
That was a line shot, too. Elvis had a good jump that time.
We mentioned the triples list now. It's Sierra and Young together. Those 321 doubles. The trailing only Pudge. Andrews not going, and Michael takes down and outside. Close, but Brian Gorman says he's back. 17 successful steals for Elvis, who's been caught 7 times. Kind of emblematic of how the Rangers have been a bit more daring, if not even reckless at times, on the bases here in 2010 as opposed to 09. Elvis going, they're pitching out. Maurer throwing, it's right there. And he's been caught stealing for an 8th time. They guessed right, pitching out. Still no score in Minneapolis.
A perfect throw by the Twins catcher to throw out the attempted base stealer.
Well, you know, Steve Little right there maybe called the pitch out, and Joe Mauer, look at that arm right there. I mean, what a perfect throw.
Punto bunts at it. Strike one on the first pitch from Colby Lewis. Punto back in the lineup. Went through some early batting practice today and talked his way and performed his way back into the starting lineup. And Punto flips it foul, 2 strikes. Punto with a problem in the middle finger of his left hand. Put him on the sidelines for a few days. And he passed with flying colors as the Twins worked him out early this afternoon. And that hit him on an 0-2 pitch. Punto will go to first. So the Twins get their leadoff man on here in the third. They put 3 runners on. They don't have a hit yet.
Yeah, that breaking ball right there, getting the back toe. The left toe right here of Punto. And the 4th hit batsman on the year for Colby Lewis.
So we'll see what the Twins do, having seen Lewis now the second time through the batting order. Span had a long at bat with him before bouncing out to second. And a double play ball to Andrus, who gets the out at second himself, and that didn't last very long. Span grounds into a double play. Hudson coming to the plate, but before he does, you can get involved in our telecast and let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. And our voting so far has Michael Kadire, Nick Punto, and Jim Thome all nodded at 20%. Here's Orlando Hudson, a fly ball to left, his first time up. Strike on the outside corner. Now the Twins are playing here. The Tigers are hosting the A's. It's 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th at Comerica Park. 2 strikes. Tonight's game starts Minnesota's first series with Texas. Also starts a week and a half long part of the schedule against American League West teams. Splintered bat, and that'll work out just fine. A ball dumped down the left field line. Hudson digging for 2, and he's in with a double. The ball gets by second base and backed up in right by David Murphy. So Hudson hustles his way into a 2-out double.
That's a good effort right there by Orlando Hudson. Knowing the field, too, because the left fielder Hamilton, of course, playing deep. Got an inside-out swing, the bat shattering in his hand. And then right around first base, he sees that Hamilton's the one that has to come get it. And then the throw wild, and then a great job by David Murphy backing up that play.
And they're picking up the pieces of Hudson's bat all over the infield. And Hudson's at second with a 2-out double, and that'll get Bauer to the plate.
Just another lesson there. You know, I mean, that ball was hit down the left field line. As a right fielder, you just don't watch. You go back up the play, and that's a heads-up play by the right fielder.
Bauer walked, went to second on a wild pitch, was left there in the first inning. Takes a strike on the outside corner. He's trying to get the first run of the game. And another pitch down and in. That was the pitch that got away from Ramirez in the first inning plate appearance. It was down and into Morneau that allowed Bauer to go to second.
Yeah, good tight, hard rotation right there on that pitch down and in. Ramirez knocking it down. Almost the same pitch that hit Nick Punto in that foot. Changeup missing low.
Am I missing something, or has he done absolutely nothing to establish anything inside to all these left-handed batters. It seems like everything has been away.
Yeah, I mean, that's where he wants to pitch. Looks like his power is away and come in for a purpose.
He came in there. Mauer was ready for it, but missed it.
I mean, that's where I think you're taught. You're taught to control the outer half of the plate, and if you come in, you come hard in. That almost looked like a little cutter right there, down and in.
2-2 to Mauer. Now 3-2. First base open. Morneau on deck.
Lewis had the Tommy John surgery back in 1996. 2004 had a rotator cuff surgery. The next year had to go back in arthroscopically and repair that right shoulder again. So his career was shortened, or has been, because of injuries.
Up the middle, through for a hit. Hudson around third, and Mauer drives in the first run of the game.
Well, the hustle of Orlando Hudson right there helps Joe Mauer pick up his 23rd RBI. Mauer waning back nicely on that breaking ball, lining it right back up the middle. For the Twins' second straight hit and their second of the ball game. That scores Hudson from second.
And now Morneau. Down low, ball one. Lewis had a game 5 starts ago, his last start in the month of April, at Safeco Field in Seattle. He pitched 9 shutout innings and did not get the win. His team eventually did. But he pitched 9 shutout innings, didn't get the win. It was the first time it had happened for a Texas Ranger pitcher since Nolan Ryan did it.
Pretty good company.
And the guy who's signing the checks now for the Rangers. Mm-hmm. 3-0. With Tomey on deck, Morneau drew a walk his first time up. And if he walks here, his on-base percentage is going to be back up to 500.
7 3-ball counts for Lewis in this ball game.
3-1.
Yeah, Lewis had a very good month of April. 3-0 with a 2.76 ERA. He's making his 5th start this month, coming into the ball game in the month of May. 1-2 with an ERA of about 4.5.
Morneau walks. And in reality here, Lewis has only retired 1 batter this inning. He got Span to bounce into a double play. Everybody else has reached.
Well, Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, coming out. A quick trip to the mound by Mike Maddox.
If you're traveling this season, you can take the Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see Twins games live or on demand. Get your subscription tonight at twinsbaseball.com. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Hey, Roy Smalley, Justin, that's his 40th walk, I believe, on the year. A lot of patience you have to have if you're a big power hitter and kind of laying off some pitches.
A lot of, you really do have to have a lot of patience. And one thing that you can't do, that Justin cannot do in that situation, is try to take it upon himself and say, look, I'm no good walking. I got to drive in runs, because he drives in runs getting balls to hit. And if he's trying to swing at balls that are on the corner or just off the plate to try to do his job, then he's not going to be the same guy. At some point in time, you have to allow your teammates around you to do the damage that the other team is willing to let them see if they can do. You can't do more than you can do. His job is to get a good ball to hit and drive it. If he can't get a good ball, he's got to take the walk.
1 strike to Tony. Checked his swing, or did he? He did. 1-1.
Well, Ted Barrett, the third base umpire, saying that Tomey's bat did not go too far.
1-1 to Jim Thome. Pulled down the line. Oh, the ball came up. And Smoke was able to field it and end the inning. So the Twins get a double with 2 outs and a backup single to score the first run of the game. Grand Casino story of the game with some fans buying some merchandise and the Twins scoring the first run of the game.
Well, the good 2-out hustle by Orlando Hudson with that little flare over the head of Michael Young, turning it into a double, allows Joe Mauer to pick up that RBI single. Kevin Slowey, 47 pitches, 3 shutout innings.
Here's Michael Young leading off the 4th inning, and he takes strike 1. Young was at the plate when Andres tried to steal and was thrown out by Joe Mauer. Young, Kinsler, and Guerrero here in the 4th inning. Breaking ball drifting inside, 1-1. And a strike 1 and 2.
I'd like to say happy 24th birthday to Allie Zeller. Allie, a big Twins fan. Happy 24th birthday to you, Allie.
Bouncer to short. Hardy to his left has got to hurry. Got him. Strong throw to Morneau, 1 away. Current Twins Target Field homestand wraps up on Sunday against the Rangers. It's a Sunday night game, and if you have a ticket, get to the park early. The first 5,000 fans, 14 and under, will get a cool Denard Span jersey courtesy of U.S. Bank. I say cool because Span is cool, and the jersey then would have to be cool. For information and to check availability for Twins tickets, call 800-33-TWINS. Kind of an oddity in the schedule here. The Rangers here on Memorial Day weekend. They come back here again for Labor Day weekend. Or at least the weekend part of the holiday season. One strike. That's a deep drive down the left field line. And a home run to tie the game for Ian Kinsler. Joe Mauer saying that ball's a foul ball, but third base umpire Ted Barrett said it's a fair ball. And we'll have a discussion and perhaps a replay here. It looked from up here as if it were a fair ball.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room between that foul pole and that the limestone right there. Was it Mike Cameron that hit that ball between the limestone and when the Boston Red Sox were in the opening series of Target Field?
Now the umpires, if requested, apparently have the right not to review it if they're absolutely sure And so Ron Gardenhire's asking Ted Barrett, and the umpires will discuss it briefly, and we'll see if we have a review here. And I think they're going to take a look at it. There was an incident involving the Rangers a few days ago. Here's our review of it. And that's a foul ball.
Oh, yeah. I thought it landed in the crowd.
Yeah, it looked fair from up here, but Joe Mauer right away said, no, that's a foul ball, and he's right, I think. There was an incident involving the Rangers and manager Ron Washington a few games ago where Washington came out to protest a ball that the Rangers thought had gone out. It was ruled a ball in play. And I believe it was Vladimir Guerrero was given Josh Hamilton was given a double.
Well, we're going to freeze it right here and then take a look. You can see the ball. You see going to the left side of the pole.
Yep.
And that's what you can see that the ball does not disappear. And where that crowd is right there, too, that's definitely in foul territory. See where the ball lands in this crowd right there? There's no way that ball can hook around that.
Anyway, Ron Washington wanted the play reviewed. The umpire said, no, my man is 100% sure it was not a home run. And so they declined the option of reviewing it. And then the replay showed it was a home run. And it's a foul ball. Now, the replay that was just viewed in the umpire's room isn't the one necessarily we're using. It goes to the umpire's room from New York. They may have used that angle to determine that it was a foul ball.
Well, and that's why the replay is there. They want to make sure they get it right. So a good job by this umpire crew. Not saying, you know, hey, we're not going to look at it. That's a home run. They went in and they looked at it, and they got the call right.
I think you and I had the same reaction when we were told the story by Tom Grieve before the game. Well, why on earth wouldn't they review it? That's what the technology is there for. 2 strikes to Kinsler instead of a game-tying home run. He's in an 0-2 hole. And now he hits one the other way for an extra base hit. And that one very much a fair ball, and he goes into second with a 1-out double.
Again, Kinsler missed really by the Texas Rangers in the month of April when the Rangers were 11-12. He's come back, and in the month of May, the Rangers are 15-9. So he's a big part of their offense. A 30-30 guy last year, 30 home runs over 30 stolen bases. Leads back nicely, shoots that ball into the right field corner for his 7th double of the year.
Fox Tracks brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Here's Guerrero, went down swinging on a slow breaking ball leading off the second inning. Kinsler to third. There won't be a throw. He got not a walking lead, a running lead.
I mentioned the 30-30 club last year. Kinsler stole 31 bases. He's hit 31 home runs. Got a great jump right there. Nobody paying attention to him. Slowly giving him only one look. And the infield playing back. And Guerrero try to get it by the pitcher.
1-1. Guerrero for many years in the middle of the Angel lineup. Sean Figgins was on top of that Angel lineup. And both left through free agency, and I think most people in baseball thought that the absence of Figgins would be felt more seriously than the absence of Guerrero in the Angel lineup. That skips by Hudson to tie the game, and Guerrero drives in his 43rd run.
He came in leading the American League. And this is a guy right here that, you know, you're almost better off going right down the middle. Reminds me of Roberto Clemente or Tony Oliva. I mean, he's got long arms. He likes to extend his arms, and he's one of those hitters that always seems to get the barrel on that ball, the barrel of the bat.
Here's Josh Hamilton, called out on strikes his first time up. So a pair of one-out hits and a game-tying run for the Rangers, and Hamilton slices a foul. Hamilton had an injury playing 2009.
He was trying to get back to where he was in 2008 when he led the American League with 130 runs driven in, which was the most in the American League. 32 home runs a couple of years ago.
Towering pop-up, short left field. Hardy calling for it, making the catch. Out number 2. And in the range of the middle infielders, an asset for the Twins. AT&T trivia question. Which 2 Rangers share the club record with 44 career triples? I'll put Michael Young in as my guess.
I played for the Rangers in 76 and 77. Trying to think some of the speedsters we had back then.
David Murphy takes one that floats over the outside corner. That's right.
Mike Hargrove.
Toby Harrah run a little bit.
Yeah, but he wasn't a triples type guy. He hit a lot of home runs.
What about maybe McDowell?
Yeah, that would be a good one. Don't know if he played long enough with the Rangers to. He was quick.
Jim Sundberg.
Now we're getting into Mike Hargrove.
That class of speed.
Yes. Tom Grave. Or Jeff Burrows.
1-1 to Murphy.
I know that coach at first base, Gary Pettis, could hit some extra base hits. That ball fouled off.
Guerrero takes off on the pitch. Even Guerrero stealing some bases. Last couple of years when he was with the Angels, it hurt me to watch him run. It just looked like it was such a painful process for him to run around the bases, but he's feeling better enough to try to steal some bases.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those smart veterans. You know, if you don't pay attention to him, he take that walking lead. He's got 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. So he just needs to look over there and make him stop.
1-2. And Murphy fouls it. Mauer has it go off the shin guard. Still 1-2. It's amazing. I mean, clearly the Angels are missing something. They've been looking up at 1, 2, or 3 teams, it seems like, all year long, and they could really use the punch that Guerrero's given the Rangers.
Well, Hideki Matsui really hasn't, panned out the way that they thought he would. And, again, Vladimir Guerrero, he was injured a lot last year. Would we have at the opening or our open? I think he hit 15 home runs last year.
Drove in 50 or whatever it was. Yeah. 1-2 to David Murphy. Misses the inside corner.
Well, it's like Guerrero. I mean, he's in his 15th major league season, but he came up at such a young age with the Expos. He's only 35 years old. He just turned 35 in February. So he's got some baseball left in him.
Fouled it off his front leg, and now Murphy does a dance.
A little slider inside, and Murphy, wow, in that right knee area.
Rangers a little banged up. Their best hitter, Nelson Cruz, might not play this weekend. Cruz was on the disabled list earlier with a right hamstring issue. Now he's got a left hamstring issue. If he does play, he'll probably play sparingly. And it might be a situation where if the Twins weren't outdoors on real grass, he for sure wouldn't play at all. But he's available to pinch hit. They're hoping to avoid putting him on the disabled list. And now Murphy a little dinged up.
Cruz hitting .330, 10 home runs, 34 runs driven in. So yes, you miss a bat like that.
2-2 to Murphy. Bouncer to short. And Hardy goes to the bag. That ends the inning. The Rangers put a couple of hits together to score their first run to tie it up.
/baseball. Today's question is for me. And it says Target Field looks like it might be a paradise. Which park is your favorite park to pitch in? My answer is always Yosemite and, Yellowstone parks. But I enjoyed Kansas City, Anaheim, and Oakland before they put that Davis Monument out there. We're going to be in Oakland on our next road trip.
Well, the Twins have struggled hitting home runs here. Kadire with a foul, and now they'll go on this next road trip to maybe two of the best pitchers parks in the American League. Seattle, known as a great park to pitch in. Runs hard to come by there at Safeco Field, and even Oakland, for the most part, it now has become a kind of a pitcher's ballpark with all that foul territory. A called strike, 1-2.
Well, it should start being a little bit easier friendly on the hitters, only because it's starting to warm up a little bit in the Bay Area, and usually that means that the balls will fly a little bit in Oakland.
Bouncer to short. Andres has it. Kadire retired, one away.
Second time Kadire's hit a ball to short for an out.
AT&T trivia question, and Michael Young was my half of the answer. You want to throw somebody else out there to cover?
You know what? I'm going to wait until it shows it, then I'll pick him. Ruben Sierra, I wouldn't even guessed him.
There was a time when he was a five-tool player. He
spent like 3 or 4 stints with the with the Rangers too. He kept going somewhere else, coming back, going somewhere else, coming back.
One strike to Kubel. Warning track fly ball to center field. His first time up. Just about everything Jason has hit now here in the last couple of games has been hit pretty well, including his double. And he had a fly ball to deep right field after his double to the gap in right center last night, the 2 home runs, and a warning track fly ball. So maybe the warm weather has heated up Kubel's bat. Not here. A little pop-up flip in foul ground, and Young makes the catch, and Kubel's retired for out number 2. And that'll bring up Hardy. Lewis struggled with his control in the first inning. It's improved a little bit since then, although he hit a batter and walked a batter in the third.
He's got a nice fluid delivery. Don't know if he picked that up in those 2 years in Japan, but it was a good job getting to the balance point and then the follow through.
You know, one of the things Mike Maddox emphasized upon his pitchers last year when he came over, an increased tempo. Get the ball back from the catcher, look in, and let's go. Let's pitch. And we've seen that last year and so far this year with Colby Lewis.
Hey, you're going to have better defense behind you. You're going to be more aggressive in the strike zone. It just makes sense. As a youngster, I got a chance to watch Koufax pitch and Don Drysdale, and then on TV when I could, Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson is one of the quickest workers ever. Fielders only end up on their heels, they end on their toes, and they make plays like that.
Another weak ground ball, another 1-2-3 inning for Colby Lewis. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the Thirst Inning. Let's check out the crowd through the Thirst Inning fan cam and see who's enjoying the game. Budweiser, it's what we do.
To celebrate 50 years, and you're telling me, Vern, this was your first trip to Target Field. What do you think of the new ballpark?
Oh, it's tremendous. Really great.
And you guys came from a ways away. It's about an 8.5-hour car ride from Minot. I know because I've made it. If there was bad weather and there wasn't a game, were you guys just willing to make that risk?
Yes, we were. Yes. Just to see the stadium.
And as it turns out, you have a beautiful night.
Yes, we do.
You have 50 years of marriage. You have $100 worth of scratch-off tickets. You've been circled by birds. How's that for an anniversary present?
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
No problem, guys. Dick and Bert, back up to you guys. Greetings from Minot, North Dakota, which also happens to be my hometown. Pure coincidence, though. Pure coincidence.
Suspicious there.
Happy 50th anniversary to those two lovebirds.
Marnie's aunt and uncle, probably. Some sure-tail relative. No, I'm just kidding. 1-2 to Justin Smoke, leading off the Ranger fifth in a tie game. And a called third strike. Slowey's 70th pitch of the ball game.
And Slowey picking up his second strikeout of the ball game. Excuse me, his third strikeout of the ball game. Took out Guerrero and Hamilton in the second inning. So a good fastball inside. You see a little tail on that, and Smoke gave up on it.
Max Ramirez, the hitter. Strike one. We were talking about the Ranger catcher situation and how on the same day Jared Saltalamacchia, who's developed a problem throwing the ball back to the pitcher, Taylor Teagarden, both sent down, to the point where there was a rumor out about a week or so ago that the Rangers might be interested in acquiring A.J. Pierzynski. Pierzynski has about a week and a half left before he can decline any trade, where he, because of his 10-5 status, 10 years in the big leagues, 5 years with one team. Punto with the catch and the throw and out number 2. He would have, as a 10-5 player, a lot of leverage in determining where he goes, if he goes, and what kind of extension he might sign with whatever team might acquire him. So if there's a trade in the works for the White Sox getting rid of him, they've got to do that in the next week and a half.
Well, it's well known that the Texas Rangers, they have a lot of financial trouble. And what does that mean? Can they go out and get an A.J. Pierzynski and, assume his contract?
And everything that A.J. brings with that contract. Beautiful bunt. Hudson flips. Got him! What a play by the Twins second baseman. And it's a 3-up, 3-down fifth for Kevin Slowey. We're at Target Field, the tie game, bottom of the fifth coming up, and Nick Punto will lead things off for the Twins.
Well, you can't beat that good defense right there. Great play by Orlando Hudson getting over there as that ball got past Slowey. Hudson came out of nowhere and flipped that ball in his glove over to Justin for the final out. Roy Smalley, that's a tough play, especially where Orlando Hudson had to start.
Punto takes ball 2-1.
I got to tell you, Bert, that play was made way before the ball was bunted. He got a terrific jump. He had anticipation. There's a lot that goes into playing defense rather than just catching and flipping. His defensive positioning was unbelievable there. He anticipated early. You can see him right here. He's playing shallow anyway, but look at him moving in. And as soon as he sees that ball, he gets to it really quickly. Now that's a great catch and flip. This is a great catch and flip, but the fact that he got to that ball that far in on the grass from the second baseman, are you kidding me? That's really a great play.
That is a foul ball. Foul ball.
It's not only getting to that play, it's being able to get around the ball so he could flip it almost behind him. I mean, a lot of times, you know, you come in, you maybe try to backhand it, but he was able to get in front of that ball and flip it over.
Yeah, it was a good play all around. It really was. We tend to focus on what you just mentioned there, Bert, as Nicky will go back and try again on that ball rule foul. But
Brian Gorman called him out, and then Punto got the word from his dugout that no, it's a foul ball. Well, guys, you know, we talk about range of middle infielders, and I think a lot of fans would think, well, we're talking left and right range, but I guess what we've seen here, talking about middle infielders going out to get pop-ups and charging like Hudson does there, that range means going north and south as well as east and west.
They are complete players. There's no question about it. They can, these two guys, well, all over the infield. The Twins infield can make all the plays that they're expected to make and a whole bunch of plays that nobody expects anybody to make.
Punto hooks it foul, having a long battle here with Lewis to start the 5th inning. Should be the 85th pitch for Colby Lewis.
And I'm just going to make a pitch for that guy we just showed on the right here, J.J. Hardy and Justin Morneau, the guy on the right. He's made himself a Gold Glove caliber first baseman too.
3-2 to Punto.
They're just steady. I think what you want out of your defense, just make the routine plays, and then the flashy ones will come. But make the routine plays, and Twins defense been able to do that all season long.
Well, Punto just ground out an at-bat there to get the leadoff man on in the 5th inning. He's been hit by a pitch, and now he draws a leadoff walk.
Yeah, 4th walk of the ball game for Lewis. And he has only 1 strikeout, that being Jim Thome to end the 1st inning.
You might have your feet up at home. Some fans here at Target Field have their feet up. Bernard Span, after Punto had been hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning to lead off the inning, grounded into a double play on the very next pitch. And we'll see if Span takes a few here. Drops down a nice bunt. Ramirez fires. Safe at first. With Smoke's foot coming off the bag, and a bunt single for Bernard Span puts runners at 1st and 2nd.
That has to be a tough play for a catcher to come up, you know, behind that squat position and then try to turn around and make a good quality throw. Ramirez has to do that right here. He comes out very nicely, but then as he wheels around right there, the throw high, Smoke has to leap for it, and Span just beat it out.
Ron Washington coming out, and I think he was appealing whether Bernard Span stepped on home plate here. And he came very close and did step out of the batter's box, but he did not step on home plate. So it's a bunt single. And Span is aboard, as is Punto, with nobody out.
Let's see if Hudson is asked to bunt here. Michael Young, the 3rd baseman, looking bunt.
Bunts it in the air, foul, a strike.
And that's where you'd like to bunt it, down that 3rd baseline. Smoke, the first baseman, a left-handed thrower. And he's playing in on the grass. If you bunt it to him, it's easier for him to throw that ball to 3rd base to try to get Punto.
We have talked frequently about how the Twins do the little things right to win ball games, like dropping down bunts. Hudson bunts it foul. 0-2. The Twins have just 9 sacrifice bunts, and to give a contrast to that, the Texas Rangers have 21 sacrifice bunts. They had 4 in one game. And so Ron Washington has really had to change the culture with the Texas Rangers. They used to be a, slug it out type of offensive team, but he's tried to get them to play small ball. 2 strikes now to Orlando Hudson. And a drive to left, down for a hit. Punto's going to be held, and the bases are loaded for Mauer. So instead of the sacrifice bunt, Hudson gets a single.
Yeah, you're not successful bunting, so he gets a high fastball right there and lines that base hit in the left field. That brings out Mike Maddox again, the pitching coach. You see, that's where Ramirez wanted it up, almost standing up. But Hudson just slapping that ball the other way in front of Hamilton. So Hudson picks up his second hit of the ball game.
Earlier we showed you the Twins have not done well at all with the bases loaded situations this year. But here they are with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the guys you'd want up coming up. Mauer, Morneau, Thome, Cuddyer, Kubel. Infield is back. They'll go for a double play here if Mauer hits it hard on the ground.
You can see the numbers right there, not very good. But Ron Gardenhire said, you know what, let's just keep loading the bases, and I think things will turn around.
Take our chances, huh? Low, ball one. This threat, wherever it leads, this threat started with a great plate appearance by Nick Punto, drawing a walk out of the ninth spot in the batting order. On the outside corner. Oakland scored a couple of runs in the top of the ninth. They've got a 5-3 lead over Detroit.
Chance right here for the Twins to bust this game open.
Taken low, 2-1. Bauer had a similar situation late in the ball game against the Yankees the other night with Justin Nippert warming up. And Andy Pettitte got Bauer to bounce into an inning-ending double play. And it's a grounder to second. And it is a double play. Punto scores, and the Twins take a 2-1 lead.
Well, that double play ball's been a nemesis for the Twins this year. No RBI for Joe Mauer as he hits into the 4-6-3 double play. But on the play, Nick Punto does score the second run, and the Twins lead 2-1.
Mauer and Cuddyer now each have grounded into 12 double plays this year. Here's Morneau with a runner at third and 2 down. Fouled back. And Morneau with his great start to his season, first in a lot of categories. Popped up here near the plate. And Ramirez with the catch, and Lewis pitches out of a big jam in the fifth. Does a great job of damage control.
the Texas weather with them, taking on the Twins tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. at Target Field. It's 88 degrees, hot. Make sure you wear your sunscreen if you're headed out to the game.
Twins with a 2-1 lead. Top of the order for the Rangers, Elvis Andrus. And there's strike one.
And the 75th pitch for Kevin Slowey in the ballgame. So keeping that pitch count down here needs a quick inning. Maybe get through this inning and into the 7th.
2 strikes.
5 innings have not been a problem for Kevin Slowey. It's getting through this inning. Only one start he's been able to work past the 6th inning. And that was that outing where he went 8 innings against the Cleveland Indians here. Twins won that game 5-1. So a big inning for Kevin Slowey and the Twins with that 1-run lead. Slowey, no walks in the ball game, 3 strikeouts.
2 strikes. Andrus cracks it foul. Well, the Twins getting 1 run out of a situation that looked like it was going to produce more. Slowey will take whatever lead he has and hopefully protect it through the 6th. One and 2. A breaking ball left up and in, 2 and 2.
Slowey has 5 wins on the year. The wins have come by the scores of 10-1, 5-1, 9-3, 5-4, and 8-3. So he's had some good run support in his wins.
Got him.
Yes, good pitch. There's that good fastball down and away. Strikeout number 4. Kevin Slowey.
3rd of them on a call, 3rd strike.
Yeah, great pitch right here. This is a pitcher's best friend right there, besides that double play ball. That fastball down and away.
Your chance to be on TV as an Aquafina Kidcaster. You can visit a participating Cub Foods location, pick up an entry to win. If selected, you'll have the opportunity to be on the Twins Live pregame show. You'll also receive a 4-pack of tickets to a Twins game, merchandise and more. Don't miss out on that great opportunity. 1-0 to Michael Young. A couple of infield groundouts. And now a 2-0 pitch coming up. Back to Slowey. And the dangerous Young is retired for the 3rd time.
And another good pitch down and away. Made Young reach out for it and got that ball right back to Slowey. Again, when you're behind an account, this is the pitch you want to control out of that bullpen. Is that pitch right there. Still one of the hardest pitches to hit unless you just drive it the other way. But good pitch, fastball down and away.
Here's Kinsler, who for a while had a game-tying home run to left in the 4th inning. They reviewed it, ruled it foul. He doubled and later scored. A bunt up the line foul with Punto playing a deep 3rd base.
Yeah, not a bad try right there with Vladimir Guerrero on deck. We've seen Span do that before with 2 outs. Get on base.
Did you ever take exception to somebody bunting on you?
Not at all. Not at all. You know, if I'm ahead 8-1 late in a ball game and somebody's bunting, yeah, then maybe then. But if it's a game like this, my goodness, it's a 2-1 Twins lead. You want to get on base for the guy behind you.
1 strike to Kinsler, and now Punto shortening up a little bit at 3rd base. Swinging a foul.
What was it, a couple, 3-4 years ago that somebody had a no-hitter and late in the ball game somebody tried to bunt? And I don't know if they broke up the doubleheader or no-hitter by a bunt or not. But there were guys that were upset. It was only like a 1 or 2-0 ball game. Now, if it's a 6-0 ball game,
then it almost becomes a selfish thing. If you're a hitter, you're just trying to get a hit.
Right. Well, nobody wants to be no hit. Watch out. And that's not a bad pitch right there. Kinsler, always in the top as far as the American League being hit by pitch because he's right on top of the plate.
Tigers got a run on the bottom of the ninth, but they needed 2. They lost to Oakland 5-4 at Comerica Park. So if the Twins win here tonight, they'll have a 2.5 game lead over Detroit going into tomorrow's play. Slowly trying to get through the 6th and have enough left in the tank to get through the 7th. Popped up, right side, and Morneau in fair territory makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3-6. Chloe should be given every opportunity to pitch. Foul.
That's foul.
Well, it took a replay to prove it, but you're right. The Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze can. And now Tomey down the line. That's fair. And Tomey around first. Going to second. And he's in with a double on the first pitch on the bottom of the 6th. I think fans enjoyed watching Tomey run as much as they enjoyed watching him hit.
Well, we said in yesterday's ballgame when Hudson got the triple, fans loved the triple, but I think you're right. Tomey hitting this ball, like jumping on that first pitch between right over the head of Smoke into that corner. And David Murphy, that ball slowing down a little bit. And, this is not slow motion. This is Jim Tomey chugging into second.
Well, here's Kadire, who's hit 2 ground balls to short.
6th double of the year for Tomey.
Ramirez blocks a pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. And a slow leak in Michael's batting average for the last couple of weeks. Teams are pitching him away, and he's done a lot of what he's done twice here tonight. Pull pitches that are on the outer half of the plate. Check swing, but a strike, 1-1.
A couple, 2-3 games ago against the Yankees, he seemed to be driving that ball to right field and hitting. You know what? He's not that far away from, really being a little more consistent. He's hitting the ball sharply, but it seems to be right at the shortstop or right at the second baseman or a line drive to right field. You can go 0 for 4, but you can have 4 great at-bats.
Down and in, and it's 3-1.
Michael knows this is a maybe a count here. He can maybe try to drive that ball toward right field. Lewis with 101 pitches in the ball game.
Bouncer left side, fielded by Young, and he fires across, and Tony's still at second base. And it'll bring up Kubel. Time for the Quest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Well, Lewis clocked as high as 92, as Kevin Slowey is. That's a good pitch right there by Lewis, because it was a slow breaking ball, and Kadire got the barrel of the bat out front and hit that ground ball to third. So Tomey does have to stay at second.
Well, here's Kubel. Been hitting the ball hard last couple of ball games, but not his last time up. Hit a little pop up and foul ground, caught by the third baseman Michael Young. That's a foul ball. It just landed foul. Smoke with the grab in foul territory.
Yeah, the crew chief here, Brian Gorman, at third base, or excuse me, first base, watching that ball just go foul. Kubel hitting it sharply.
Ooh. Just beyond the bag in foul territory. You know, the Twins had a great chance, to use your term, to break it open in the fifth and didn't. Now a leadoff double. They need to make sure that they find a way to get Tomey, bring him around to score another run. 1-1.
Well, Lewis has been getting some ground ball outs. Of the 16 outs, he has only one strikeout, but 10 ground ball outs so far.
Curve breaks outside the plate. 2-1. With Hardy on deck.
This is where he had Michael Kadire, and then he threw the slow breaking ball to Kadire that he pulled. 10 3-ball counts for Lewis in this ball game.
5 hits allowed, all of them to left-handed batters. And Kubel rolls one to second. Tomey will go to third. Out number 2.
Yeah, this time he just threw a changeup right there. Kubel a little out front. Hit that ground ball out.
J.J. Hardy 0 for 2 on the day. So with all 5 hits produced by left-handed batters, you can imagine how tough Lewis has been on righties. Kadire 0 for 3, Hardy 0 for 2. And there's ball 1.
I mentioned before, in the American League, he's second to John Lester's hardest batting average against. Opponents hitting only 201. Right-handers hitting 198 coming into this ball game.
Up and away.
Left-handers hitting 204. So he has been tough, not only here tonight against the Twins, against every opponent he has worked against.
Right off the end of the bat, a spinner up the line. 2-1. 110 pitches.
Yeah, a lot of them in that first inning, 29, and then 21 in the first. Other than that, not bad. 19. The pitch count up there, 110 pitches. Most he's thrown in a ball game, 117.
Toward the hole. Drop by the shortstop. Hardy is out at first base. Andrus dropped it, and still somehow was able to get the runner at first, at least according to Brian Gorman.
In the fourth inning, a double with one out, and then the RBI single by Vladimir Guerrero tied the game at 1 apiece. But the Twins pushed a run across in the fifth inning, having a 2-1 lead.
Liner to center, and Guerrero drops a soft base hit to center, leading off the seventh inning. Rangers have committed 31 errors on the season, and this should have been number 32.
You can definitely see that ball short hops Smoke right there, and J.J. Hardy. I mean, he's safe. But Brian Gorman, the first base umpire, called him out.
Leadoff man is on here in the seventh, and Josh Hamilton will hit. He's been called out on strikes and hit a pop up to short. So the Twins, bases loaded, nobody out, and they get one run. Then a leadoff double, but Tomey ends up being left at third. And there's another base hit to center field. Guerrero will round second and hold up there. So 2 pitches into the seventh inning, and the Rangers have a couple of base hits.
It's only the second time that Kevin Slowey has worked into the seventh inning. Right now at 90 pitches in the ball game. Matt Guerrero and Jose Majares up in the Twins bullpen. And Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, out to talk to Kevin Slowey.
Murphy at the plate. He's doubled and bounced to short.
We need one of those bounces to short.
Well, the Twins have had a tremendous imbalance in the number of double plays. Tonight, with Hauer grounding into a double play, it's the 60th ground ball double play that the Twins have hit into. They've only turned 40.
With Kevin Slowey on the mound, he's only had 2 double plays turned behind him because he's not really a sinker ball pitcher like a Nick Blackburn.
A high fly to right center field. Kadyr's got a great arm. Guerrero is not going to try to tag. So 3 pitches into the seventh inning. We've had 2 singles and a flyout. And that'll bring up Justin Smoke.
One thing about all the outfielders the Twins have, Kadir probably the strongest arm, but both Span and Jason Kubel, I think they are very accurate on their throws. They don't have Kadir's arm, but they do a good job of hitting that cutoff man. And we've seen Kubel earlier this year make a great throw home that nail out a runner. They do a good job of charging the ball and going to the base they're supposed to.
First and second, 1 out. Smoke at the plate. And he takes up and in. Smoke struggling particularly against left-handed pitching. Twins aren't going to bring a lefty in here, but Smoke is hitting just .065 against lefties.
Smoke, a #1 pick by the Rangers just a couple of years ago. Started the season at AAA, got called up on April 23rd.
1-1.
Chris Davis started the season as their everyday first baseman, but he really struggled. He was sent down, opening the door for Smoke to try his luck here at the major league level in his rookie season.
Fouled away. And it seems strange to say it, but in reality, the last few years, first base has been kind of a revolving door for the Rangers. For years, of course, they had Paul Merrill, Will Clark. They had some great first basemen. Last year, Hank Blaylock, a converted third baseman, was over there for a while. One and two. Slowey with 5 strikeouts, 4 of them on called third strikes. That foul. Check that. He's got 4 strikeouts, 3 of them called third strikes. White Sox beat Tampa Bay 4-2. Oakland beat Detroit 5-4. So Kansas City is going to beat the Red Sox at Fenway again. They're up 12-5.
He struck out Smoke in his last at bat, leading off the 5th inning on a good fastball inside. Mauer moves again inside.
There you go. Did it again.
Yep.
Two down.
If it works once, why not try it again? And that's strikeout number 5 for Slowey. Getting Smoke for the 2nd time. Going back inside again. And picking up a big strikeout.
And now Max Ramirez.
Well, he's averaging, at 96, but it's usually like 5 2/3, 5 1/3. So good to see Kevin Slowey out here for the 7th inning. Hopefully he can get this glass guy out.
Check swing, foul tip, 1 strike.
That just takes so much out of that bullpen. When a guy can only go 5 or less than 6 innings. That bullpen is needed night after night in today's game, and you need your starters, like Blackburn's been able to do the last 5 starts, go 7 or more innings time after time. That gives those guys a big breather out there.
And then, too, just completing a full inning. Things are going good for a pitching staff when guys are completing, whether it's 6 or 7, maybe 8. But you don't bust up an inning and bring in a pitcher in the middle of an inning, because almost invariably when you do that, there's a situation to deal with.
And working out of a situation like this was huge for Kevin Slowey.
2 strikes to Max Ramirez.
Especially late in a ball game like this.
Just off the outside corner. 1 and 2.
We tried that little breaking ball. Just missing. You don't want to make a mistake of a pitch inner half of the plate. And Joe Mauer's going to go out and talk to Kevin Slowey. Again, this is where the pitching staff can utilize the depth and how hard it is to hit a ball out in left center and right center.
It will be Slowey's 100th pitch. And the catcher and third baseman have a chat. Then Mauer goes back for a little bit of a revisit. Twins lost 3 straight games on this homestand, all by 1 run, now leading by a run. 2 and 2.
Well, you almost have to stay down and away. 3rd time in 10 starts, Kevin Slowey has worked or thrown at least 100 plus pitches, the most 104.
To Ramirez. And now a full count with the number 9 hitter Bourbon on deck. Slowey knowing this is his last inning, and if he doesn't get Ramirez, it may be his last batter.
Yep. Whatever's left in his tank, make it right here. Make it a good quality pitch.
Runners will go. Ball 4 just off the plate, and they're loaded up for the number 9 hitter, and Ron Gardenhire is going to come out and get Slowey.
It's almost tried to be a little bit too fine, like there he goes picking again. First walk of the ball game for Slowey.
Bourbon, the hitter. Maharis will pitch to him when we come back. 1-800-33-TWIN. Maharas coming in to warm up, but he won't be facing Julio Bourbon. Instead, he'll be facing Nelson Cruz.
Well, Cruz again bothered by that hamstring. Kevin Slowey, 102 pitches, 71 for strikes. The numbers on Maharas have been getting better and better, making his 11th appearance. Remember, he spent some time on a disabled list with that sore elbow. Maharas worked in yesterday's ballgame, one shutout inning against the Yankees, and that 8-2 win for Nick Blackburn.
Well, Bourbon had gone 0 for 2, was thrown out on a nice bunt attempt in the 4th inning. But here is Cruz, third among outfielders in all-star balloting, his second hamstring injury of this young season, keeping him on the bench to start the game.
A good fastball hitter, Cruz, hitting .330 with 10 home runs.
And Maharas misses with his first pitch. The first high-intensity appearance, if you will, for Maharas in quite some time, with the bases full and 2 away. And a very dangerous man at the plate. Sliced foul, 1-1. Maharas, of course, spent some time on the disabled list, worked his way back, has been pitching more encouraging outings. But the heat's on here, and we'll see how Maharas handles a very tough hitter. Guerrero and Hamilton started the inning with singles, and then a 2-out walk to Ramirez has brought us to this. And Cruz fouls it back, 1-2. So we got the Twins almost through 7. One and 2 to Cruz. Bouncer left side. Punto has it. Goes a short way to end the inning, and Maharas gets Cruz to end the inning, and the Rangers leave the bases full.
For standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet.
David Murphy is now in left field for the Rangers. Hamilton moves from left to center.
So the designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero, moves over to right field.
And just as importantly, perhaps, the one bullet that Ron Washington had on his bench, Nelson Cruz, has been used in the 7th rather than the 9th. So Yeah, the Rangers are going to be without the designated hitter for the balance of the game here.
Yep. And Al Oliver, the only left-hander for the Rangers out of that bullpen, making his 23rd relief appearance. No record on the year. Very good 5.2 ERA. Oliver in his third stint back with the Rangers. Originally came up with the Rangers back in 1993. This is his 17th Major League season. We saw him last 3 years with the Angels.
Here's Nick Punto, who's reached twice, once by being hit by a pitch, the other time with a leadoff walk. And a strike, even though the catcher, Ramirez, didn't catch the pitch. We saw Oliver last year. Of course, he'd been primarily a reliever, but he had to make an emergency start for the Angels last year early on.
Yeah, then he got hurt right after that.
He got hurt right after that. Huh? Another one bending over for strike 2. Punto, Span, and Hudson trying to create another threat here in the 7th inning. Foul tip. Ramirez hangs on, and Punto is gone. Let's find Marty Gellner.
Hey, Dick and Bert, earlier tonight we showed you how easy it is to get to target field on the light rail. Now people may be filtering out, and when you do leave target field, you want to look for the farthest left corner in left field, that deep foul territory. Look for this gate. Do not look for these gals here. But if you come outside this gate and walk right out the entrance with my partner here to the light rail. All right, gals, excuse me 1 second. The entrance to the light rail is right there. And if you can get through the crowd, it's pretty easy to get out of target field.
Marty, you're making friends all over the place.
Ball 1 to Denard Span. Bunted for a hit his last time up. And he takes outside 2-0. Mentioned that the Twins had lost 3 straight games at home, each by a run. The Twins are 7-7 in 1-run games. There's a strike. The Rangers, this is hard to believe. They are 11-8 in 1-run games. They played 19 games that have been decided by a run, almost half their schedule. And here we are again in a 2-1 ball game. Checked his swing. It's 3-1. And now 3-2.
Oliver, 39 years old. The Rangers, he's pitched for 8 different major league teams. Rangers, Cardinals, Red Sox, Rockies, Marlins, Astros, Mets, and then the Angels, and now back for his 3rd stint with the Texas Rangers.
That's to left. Caught by Murphy for out number 2. And I fully expect in about 5 years he'll end up pitching for the Twins. We've had some old left-handed relievers on this team over the last few years. Jesse Orozco, Ron Mayhay. So let him season a little bit, get a little bit more experience, and then he'll come pitch for the Twins.
Well, you know what? I mean, if you're a lefty and you can throw strikes like Oliver can, like Eddie Gordado could, and Jesse Orozco, you can stay in this game a long time.
Greg Swindell was considered to be, this is a long time ago, pretty much at the end of his game, but found a rebirth in Minnesota as a relief pitcher. A strike to Hudson. Long look in from Oliver, and Hudson gets time. One and one.
Just adding it up here, Oliver has been in 552 major league games. Now, he did a lot of starting, 229 starts, too.
Two and one.
Fouled away, 2-2. I want to wish Kenny Byrne a happy 83rd birthday tomorrow out of Cherokee, Iowa. Kenny and Olga, huge Twins fans.
Slowed down by Oliver, scooped up by Andrus, but his throw pulls smoke off the bag. So it'll be an infield hit for Hudson, his 3rd straight hit, keeping the inning alive here in the 7th.
Every time you say smoke, I think Ron Berenger's in the house. Well, Hudson taking right back up the middle, and Oliver missing it, but you can see the play right there, the throw up the line. So Hudson gets his 3rd hit, and for the Twins, only their 6th.
Bauer with an RBI hit, a walk. He bounced into a double play. Big double play in the 5th inning. The 2nd run for the Twins. The difference in the game scored, but of course no run batted in for the Twins catcher.
Yeah, the starter Kobe Lewis did a good job of damage control. You mentioned that in that 5th inning.
Pitches up to Bauer. Oliver, left-hander, they're tougher to steal on. Probably has a good pickoff move.
Yeah, he had 3 very good years with the Angels. Out of that bullpen, he was combined 15-3.
The one thing he did, and he's done throughout his career, he's thrown strikes. And you look at the Angel relievers now, and we talked about them missing Figgins and Guerrero. They really missed this guy. Bullpen hasn't been as stable for the Angels as it usually is. Bauer to the left field corner. Murphy is there to make the catch. A scoreless 7th, on to the 8th in a 1-run game. Been a great homestand with the suspended game in the middle of it, but weather-wise, I don't think we can complain too much about the weather we've had up to Memorial Day. It's supposed to be beautiful this weekend. You and I aren't going to be working anymore this weekend. Well, you're heading to California to see your new granddaughter, right?
Sure am. Yep, little Emma.
Matt Guerrero starts the 8th inning for the Twins.
And my daughter, and my mother, and my wife Gail.
Guerrero misses inside.
And you're going up to the cabin, I assume?
We're gonna try to spend some time on the lake. Yeah.
Very nice. You're going to fish any?
Gonna try.
Good. Now the kids are old enough; you don't have to do their. You don't have to put their, the bait on the hook anymore, do you?
I don't think so. I'm not going to. They want to fish. They can, manage themselves.
Very good.
2-0 to Andrus starting the 8th inning. And there's a strike, 2-1. This is the situation we were talking about. It's tough, and Maharis did a good job. Bases loaded, 2 out. He did a great job getting the Twins out of the inning. But, managers always talk about being fair to their closers and having them start the 9th inning. Why would it be any less so for a setup reliever like Guerrero?
Yeah, and this is where Matt's at his best, when he can start an inning and get all 4 pitches into working rather than coming in maybe getting a tough out. But you're right, Jose Maharis did a great job. No reliever likes to come into a bases loaded situation when that starter's sitting there saying, get this guy out, when it's your responsibility to get him out.
Punch to right field. Kadir has a play. He makes it 1 away.
And Matt has been so good in this role. The 8th inning role has been Matt Guerrero's for the last 3 or 4 years. It was for Joe Nathan. Now it's for John Roush.
Michael Young will hit. Twins have done a nice job with him tonight. 3 ground balls, 1 to second, 1 to short, 1 back to the mound. The Tigers lost 5-4. White Sox won 4-2. Swing and a miss. Royals winning the first 2 at Fenway Park 12-5. Or winning last night and then winning tonight 12-5. Yankees beating the Indians 8-2. Another ground ball. Hardy over to Morneau, 2 down. I asked Roy Smalley this, and maybe you didn't get an opportunity to answer, but it really is remarkable here. The left side of the infield hasn't committed an error. We're approaching the 1/3 mark of the season.
Yeah, unbelievable. And, I mentioned routine plays. That's a routine play right there. And the Twins defense, they make it. They make the routine play. They also make the plays like Nick Punto plays down the line, but just make the routine play. That's all that's expected.
Here's Kinsler. Double in the 4th and the only Texas run. And I would think, as someone who never pitched, but when you're out there on the mound and you're in a situation like the one Maharis is in, it allows you to pitch with a little bit more conviction out there, knowing that your guys are probably going to catch it if the ball is put in play.
You don't feel that way at the fantasy camp when you pitch? That when you put the ball in play that your defense will pick you up?
There's not hopefully the same level of confidence that it's going to be turned into an out. 1-1 to Kinsler. And a strike on the outside corner. Well, what a wonderful feeling it must be to be out there realizing you don't have to strike somebody out to get them out.
Just keep the ball in the ballpark. Of course, I'm 8th on the all-time home run list without. I didn't sometimes do that, but when you have a good defense, my goodness.
What an inning for Guerrero.
Great job.
A 1-2-3-8 on 11 pitches, and the Rangers go down quickly.
including the Toyota postgame wrap, where we will look at 6 2/3 positive innings from Kevin Slowey, plus reaction from the clubhouse, Ron Gardenhire, and an instructional on picking the balls at first base and playing great defense, which we've seen Justin Morneau do all season. Dick, you were talking earlier about that left side of the infield being error-free. Some of that is because of the play of Justin Morneau, and I believe Bert will be playing the role of throwing bad throws across the diamond. I don't know if he can pull it off. We'll find out.
I'll tell you what, isn't it amazing? People bring those signs that these are adults do that. That's awesome.
That's drilled to left.
Get over his head.
Murphy makes the catch, and both Bauer and Morneau have hit the ball solidly against Oliver to the opposite field for outs. And another lefty, Jim Thome, will take his swing. Thome with a leadoff double in the 6th, but the Twins didn't get him around to score. One strike to Thome. You might expect these two guys to face each other an awful lot. 27 times. Thome behind in the count 0-2. Thome with 8 hits, 3 home runs, and including a home run the last time he faced Oliver. 27 times stretched over 26 years. Or so it would seem. They've both been around a long time. 2 strikes to Thome. And a ball.
Yeah, both of them 39 years old. Thome in his 20th Major League season. Oliver in his 17th Major League season. 2 Warriors going at it right here.
And Thome slices a foul. It'll be interesting to see what the lineup looks like both tomorrow and Sunday, whether Thome gets another start tomorrow or maybe a day off and a start on Sunday. The Twins would like to get him in to a regular rotation in the starting lineup to get him some more at bats. He strikes out, 2 away.
Well, the thing is, then that's what do you do with Delman Young?
No, I know.
Delman Young swinging a pretty good bat too.
But I think it's it's unfair to expect Thome to come off the bench and hit regularly without getting some at bats to get into a groove.
Right.
Tomorrow on Fox Saturday Baseball, it's game 2 between the AL West leading Rangers and your AL Central leading Twins. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Budweiser returns this week at 3 p.m. only on Fox. And Josh Lewin and Mark Brace will be your announcers tomorrow. Well, the lefties are gone, or at least Kadire, a right-handed batter, will hit next, and so Ron Washington's going to make a pitching change. Oliver giving the Rangers an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief.
Hey, he'd like to do what he did last night. This is the first home run for Jason Kubel. And later he hit the 3-run home run. That coming in the 6th inning. Coors Light, cold blast.
And so the Twins hope to get Kubel up this inning, or not at all. With Kadire hitting, and he'll hit against Frank Francisco, the erstwhile Texas closer.
Yeah, Francisco, a lot of decisions as a closer, 5-3, making his 23rd relief appearance. He's worked 20 2/3 innings, given up 21 hits, 9 walks, 1 intentional, with 26 strikeouts.
Kadire with 3 ground balls to the left side, facing the right-hander Francisco. He's been very good lately for the Rangers, but in a role different than the one he started the season with. Outside, ball 1. Lifted to right, and a long run for Guerrero. And he cannot make the play. Is there fan interference? No. And Guerrero, after a long run, got the glove on it, but then had it fall into the crowd.
Well, Guerrero right there, getting there by the ball, but
I
don't know if the fan put his hand in that glove or not.
I don't know. Let's watch this.
Right here.
Yeah, that could very easily have been called fan interference.
Sure could have.
1-1 to Kadire. Drilled to right and deep. Guerrero can't make the play. A hard carry will send Kadire around second, on his way to third. So Kadire drives it hard off the wall. He's defended here at Target Field and ends up at third with a 2-out triple.
You know, I was just going to say, Brian Gorman, the crew chief on that foul ball, has got to get a little bit closer look. But right here, Kadire taking advantage of that. Maybe that should have been an out over the head of the leaping Guerrero. And hitting off the fence right there, going back to the infield. So Kadire with a 2-out triple, his 3rd triple of the year.
Kubel will be intentionally passed to bring another right-hander, J.J. Hardy, up to the plate. Well, we'll see if the Twins can take advantage of the break they may have gotten with a fan reaching onto the field and deflecting a foul fly partially out of the glove of Vladimir Guerrero. 1st and 3rd, 2 away, and Hardy to the plate. Delman Young is going to run for Jason Kubel. Hardy's 0 for 3. A foul pop and a couple of ground balls to the left side. We'll see if Hardy maybe does what Kadire does, or did earlier. Take a pitch in the outer half of the plate, drive it to the opposite field. Fastball cuts the plate in half.
Yeah, Francisco has a good fastball. Mixing a curveball, the split finger he uses as a changeup. See John Roush getting ready. Like to have one more run on his side.
Inside, 1-1. Bouncer hit right at the shortstop. And the Twins strand 2. It'll be a 1-run lead for John Roush in a 2-1 game. He'll try to save it for the Twins. Toyota game reset. Twins trying to win a one-run ball game after losing 3 in a row in this homestand. John Roush will try to save it.
Yeah, for the second time in 10 starts, Kevin Slowey getting past that 6th inning. Jose Majares did a great job of working out of that bases-loaded situation to get Nelson Cruz to ground out. Matt Guerrero, a good 8th. And now John Roush trying to pick up save number 11 on the year. Delman Young, who pinch ran for Jason Kubel, takes over for him also in left field.
Will be the middle of the lineup for the Rangers, starting with Guerrero, then Hamilton, then Murphy. Not much exposure to Roush for anybody in the Texas lineup, including Guerrero. 3 at-bats, a couple of hits, a couple of singles. Ball 1. Guerrero with a pair of singles in the ball game here tonight, each time offering at the first pitch. So Roush started him with a pitch down and away. High fly to center. It's a lazy one. 1 down.
Well, it's a big out right there because Guerrero's a good hitter. That's a huge out.
And now Hamilton. Hamilton is 1 for 3. And 0 for 2 against Roush. It's down the line, but foul. Hamilton got off to a very slow start in the power department. That he has 9 home runs is due to a much better May than April in the power department.
Well, 2 years ago he hit 32 home runs. Last year only 10, but played in only 89 ball games.
Missing the inside corner. One of the reasons the Rangers moved him out of center field, let him play a corner outfield spot where there's a little less wear and tear on the body. He had some back issues last year. 1-1. And breaking pitch misses the inside corner. Roush and Bauer, I think, each thought they had strike 2 there.
Yeah, that slider inner half of the plate. We'll look at box tracks right here.
No, maybe not. 2-1. And now 3-1 with Murphy on deck. Jammed him in a little roller toward Hudson. 2 down. What a big pitch for John Roush. On a 3-1 count, he shattered Hamilton's bat.
One thing I think we saw him in New York, too, when he struck out the last 3 batters of that game that Kubel hit the grand slam, he's not afraid to pitch inside. And right there, good pitch inside. Gets the ground ball out.
Last hope for the Rangers, David Murphy. And again, incredibly, the Rangers have already played in 19 one-run games this year. Roush trying to make it number 20. Strike 1 to Murphy. They've been in 9 games decided by 2 runs. One strike. Off the tip of Hardy's glove, and the game's alive with Murphy taking a big turn at first. Hardy went vertical as high as he could, and he almost ended the game. Instead, Murphy is aboard with a 2-out single.
Well, it would have been perfect because Hardy started this ball game by making that nice catch in short left field and leaping right there, right off the tip of the glove. Span coming in, hustling in, and keeping Murphy to a single.
And now Justin Smoke, 0 for 3. He's been called out twice. Murphy with some speed at first. Rangers have already had one runner thrown out tonight. Strike on the outside corner. Roush beating himself up after giving up the home run to Nick Swisher in the ninth inning the other day, saying he got beat on his fourth best pitch, a hanging changeup.
You know what? And he is man enough to face the media, too, and admit that he made a mistake.
Bring it up only to suggest we're probably not going to see a changeup here. Kerr for strike two. And as we said yesterday, when a guy's 6'11" is a stand-up guy, he tends to get noticed.
Yep, and look at that, right over the top. Hitting the inner half of the plate.
2 strikes to Smoke.
Roush, not only that hard little cutter right there, he's got a very good 12-6 curveball.
Popped him up, but it's backing out of play.
They tried to sneak the fastball in on him, and Smoke fouled it off.
Look at that. 11 and 8 in one-run games. 2 strikes to Justin Smoke. Got him.
There's that curveball.
And your Minnesota Twins have a 2.5 game lead in the American League Central.
John Roush picking up his 11th save of the year. And Kevin Slowey, he worked the first 6 2/3 innings, gave up only 1 run with a walk and 5 strikeouts. He is our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
And so the Twins hope to build a little winning streak in the balance of this homestand. A convincing win last night, a nail-biter tonight, but Anthony, the Twins end up winning the opener. Some very well-pitched games in this homestand.
And we'll talk much more about Kevin Slowey in control tonight for Minnesota. We'll hit the field. Roy Smalley will take us through the fundamentals of playing first base. We'll hear from Ron Gardenhire and give you the results of Pick the Stick in the inside corner. All next on Quest Twins Live.